This is about a totally
Turning
fresh
change
start.
into
I
action.
want to level up.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Julie and you are in Julie Sharing. So today I'm going to make a video that is a little bit different from the previous one because it marks actually the beginning of a new important chapter for me. It is not because we are the 1st of March, but because I just moved from Obarrio neighborhood to a new place. For those who are curious to know what Obarrio looks like, I made last week a video about it. So it's not just because of this move, but it's about change, growth, and the decision to actively build the life I truly want. So over the past few months, I've been reflecting on what I truly want. Actually, the first video I made was kind of the step of doing into this process. And today I want to deep dive a little bit because it's not just in my career, but also in my personal development and my overall lifestyle as a person, as an expat here in Panama. And this year, I truly decided to commit to that vision. So since then, since this first video, I went through Julie sharing to document my every step into this process, not just to inspire you because it's personal, it's very personal, but of course you can join too. But what I want is to remind myself from today and to the rest of this year how far I've come. So what is this journey really about? So definitely building the life we want doesn't happen overnight. We see a lot of these videos that, oh, you can make a change in X days, or I quit my job, or things like that. Here is not about that, or actually is not the stage where I stand. But currently, I'm looking to add a more creativity in my journey to balance and explore. So it's really about setting the right system, going at my rhythm. It's not a race, surrounding myself with the right people and taking small, consistent steps. So, to guide me through this year, I am focusing on three core principles that will keep me grounded and on the track. So, the first one is clarity and intentionality. The action actually I take need to be aligned with my bigger vision. This means eliminating distractions that are not aligned and putting my energy only on what truly matters. So the second is about discipline over motivation. Disciplines is what creates real and long change. Of course, there are going to be always moments where I feel down showing up or even doing videos, but it's exactly what I need to push through the most, as if it isn't enough trying already. And finally, enjoying the process. If you're not liking what you do, then there is a moment that you're about to give up and you're going to give up for real. So definitely enjoying each part of it, because this isn't about just a destination, it's about loving every step of the journey, even when things feel uncertain and messy. This is also one thing I learned is about to be messy, and I need to accept that, because yes, you can see a lot of videos about the results, but nobody really show what does it takes to reach your objective. The second things I learned also is to do the hard parts. We cannot escape it. I know that if I want to make it a success, I need to put work into it. And the third things also is that I need to be accountable. I am a person who likes to, when I say some things, I'm about to do it, but also to be transparent with that, because as I said, it's going to be ups and down. It's a challenge, but it's not impossible. So now what to expect? You know, they say a lot that to have like a niche, and I am a bit struggling with that because I identify myself as a multi-passionate, meaning that it's hard for me to be stuck in one thing. Of course, I have expertise in some domain. I am actually a global procurement manager, so I am really good in dealing with communication, stakeholders, suppliers, doing negotiation, setting strategies, implement them, manage projects, deal with a lot of issues. But these are not only what defines me, because I feel like I have many things that I can show potential and explore them further. That for me it's kind of hard. So that's why with this video I'm trying to shape a little bit what would be my blueprint of this year. And I also know that I've been doing videos for very short times, But if you have been following me since then, Julie Sharing is really about sharing content and hopefully helpful contents, inspiring also others to make that step, but also discovering, learning something from where I am currently based, and some reflections about many topics. Whether that means moving abroad, I actually always manifested to live abroad. This is kind of thought that I have since the high school. I always just project myself to live abroad. I don't know how to explain that. I think part of it is due to where I'm from and my parents' background. But I started to live abroad during my study. Actually, I lived 1 year in Chile, and for me it was definitely kind of revelation. I then went back to France, but I definitely, at the moment that I started to work, that I wanted to live abroad. And then when I actually start to work, I moved during the COVID in Lisboa in Portugal until coming here in Panama. I don't know how to explain again, but for me, all the biggest change, all the biggest growth I made in my journey, it was when I was abroad. So it's just confirming that the more I am in living in this type of environment, the more growth it will be for me. But also whether it's building a career on your own terms or simply evolving in the best version of yourself. So this year, I really want to go deeper in storytelling, sharing my experience as a person, as an expert too, being creative, but also through story of people that impact me, person that I've crossed on my way. So definitely expect on this channel content centered around life, businesses, career, personal growth, mindsets, wellness, and also creative projects that elevate my lifestyle as a person, but also as an expat. I definitely don't want to be consumed by figures, numbers, or even the aesthetic looks of the content, but definitely figuring out how to achieve something meaningfully and sustainable. So of course, if any of these resonate to you, feel free to join and make your own, because we are just getting started. Okay, now sharing my 2025 blueprint on the screen. As you can see, I kind of done like a visual map conception that for me represents my 2025 ecosystem, and we going to just deep dive on each block. So there are 6 blocks I want to focus this year. There is no timeline, there is no specific deadline, because as I said before, I want to go it at my rhythm. You can definitely, of course, inspire to build yours. Actually, I invite you to have one, if not already, the one that will reflect what you want. And of course, there is different format to do it. There is kind of vision board. This one is one of the other format possible. So let's start with the first one, which is the content creation. So everything I am doing at Julie Showing, I am taking very seriously. I want to make it a thing. And for me, that means discover the type of content I want to share, and not because it's trendy. So truly want to share helpful information, insights that can help others too in their journey, being consistent with my content. I'm not saying that I'm going to upload every X day, but I'm really trying to be consistent with it, and also to be an identity, because I want to push it further that I can. So the next block is the fitness and health. For me, this part is a non-negotiable. I cannot skip it. I want to maintain my shape. I actually started to work out at the age of 16, so it's kind of more or less 15 years now. I am also more into this listen to my body. Why, of course, I'm setting some objective. I have also a plan, exercise, or a person that I personalize as an inspiration that I follow. I definitely want to listen to my body. If I feel like I'm not energy to do it, then I will try to reschedule or adjust my agenda. So I am more in the morning person. I have set this habit routine to start and do my sport in the morning, like at 6 a.m. because for me, it's helped me to wake up and to really start fresh, and also allow me at the end of the day to have time to do other things, free time for myself, for social activity, or even for work if necessary. I commit, or at least I do a 4 time per week, what is works for me. And I'm not saying that I'm going to do every Monday, every Tuesday, or whatever days, but I'm just telling myself I have 4 days that I can spread through all over the week. And sometimes, yes, I will not do it the Tuesday, but maybe the Wednesday because I have other things planned. So keeping to have a flexibility. And of course, I include day off because it's really important to recover. Your body needs to recover. So actually, it's not only about aesthetics. It's really about feeling strong, energized, and capable and taking on any actions. That's really helped me to move forward. I also like to keep challenging myself and discover a new sport. I used to have like a buddy sport friend partner. She left for Panama, but I still have like a group of persons and friends where we do some different sport activities. I remember that when I arrived in Panama, I started the kick, cardio, boxing, dance. So it was kind of the mix like that. I also tried the pole dance. I also tried twerking classes. I also did paddle, so a lot of things that for me is important to have on top of my fitness routine. Okay, now moving to the third block, which is the concept of lifestyle. So they say that your environment shapes your mindset. So that's why for me it's really important to design my space to support my creativity, productivity, and relaxation. I talked previously about my routine for sport. So this year, what I also want to do more often is to get to see my family. Being with my family has always been kind of a cocoon, and especially last time I visit them, so it was during the Christmas time, just make me even realize that it's for me important because I really feel re-energized. So it definitely gave me that strength to move forward. And actually it's by going back at this time that helped me to start this channel. I also want to have like a maintain eating balance approach, meaning that I don't want to go into extreme, and this for everything. I like to have a balanced life. I actually have a tattoo with this meaning, but this is what I want in my life. Things balanced, not extreme. So yes, I like to eat good, but sometimes I also allow myself to have like some guilty pleasures. Our body also needs sometimes to have certain things. So for me, it's actually what it works, because by being balanced, I control more my body and more my needs. So definitely keep this approach. So next part of also the lifestyles I'm committing this year is to have a more structured financial investment with stocks. I actually have a good basis when it comes to finance, when it comes to manage my expenses, incomes. I know how to optimize. So I actually have a good knowledge of the financial ecosystem. But I don't know why with stocks, I really missed of structures of doing in a frequency basis. So I just want to really improve this with stocks. Then I also have a strong desire to explore a new country or explore a new city of a country I already visited this year, because for me it really helps to renew or keep your cultural openness slash open-mindedness, because sometimes when we are set to a new country we start to have a routine and everything. So it's really to keep this fresh, and you know this feeling of the beginning when everything is new, you want to explore. So I really want to maintain this by exploring something that I do not know. And the last one is just create my content with the move of my new place is contributing at 100%. I definitely want to build things on my vision and have now my own space, because before I was sharing an apartment. So it was very good. I think when you are entering in a new country, especially when you arrive alone, you do not know anybody. So it was my case. So being in a shared apartment really helped me to have this step of not being alone, and from the very beginning start to meet new people. But now, as I said, I feel like it's the end of a cycle and I need to have my own cocoon now that I have building my marks, my routines. That's why. Okay, so now moving to the fourth block, which is building a powerful social environment. I think that's true that you are the average of the 5 or X people that you spend the most time with. So another key to focus this year is definitely surround myself with the right people. By that is to be surrounded with ambitious, positive, growth-minded, but also some people that can be different and can also bring you, but being more into quality than quantity. Because definitely the time that you spend with these people have a huge impact on your mindset and success. So that's why I want to be intentional. Also setting boundaries when it needs to be set, to do not have energy drainers or eliminate undesired relationships. Remember that people around you can either push you forward or hold you back. So it's time to choose wisely. Okay, now the fifth block is about personal development. So it's anything that I want to improve for my personal growth and self-improvement. Becoming your best self version is a lifelong journey. So this year I really want to read 6 books. It might be little, but for me is already kind of steps. I am more into ebooks or podcasts in general, but here I really want to go back to physical books. I also want to create my website with Julie is Sharing. As I said before, I want to make this a thing, build also a place where we'll be able to gather all this information, helpful insights, or still to be defined, but I want to make it happen. Then definitely learning new skills, whether it's filmmaking, storytelling, or other things that can contribute to my journey, to my vision. And the last part is to don't be afraid to go to the unknown. By that, I mean reaching out people, don't be afraid to meet new persons. Sometimes we have our cycle of friends, of people, which is good. But I think it's also great to keep maintaining networking. And as an example to share, so last week when I was doing my last video for a barrio neighborhood, there is actually a part where I was in this cafe Leto and I met Daniel. Was nothing planned. I actually just told myself I need to have kind of an interview, an intervention of someone, a random person that can share their vision or what they think about Barrio. And I was like, okay, let's ask someone in this place. And by exchanging, he ended up showing me the place and also the secret part of this cafe. And he also shared me available contact that can help me through my project, because it was related to radio podcast. And I was like, wow, sometimes just by doing a step or dare to go to the unknown can open you doors. So I really like the feeling about that. And I just telling myself that to do it more often, because that's the reality. By provoking something, sometimes you can end up with something unexpected and very positive. Okay, and now moving to the last block, which is creative project. So here is really something I explored the last 2 years here in Panama. I started a little bit when I was in France, but I definitely make it evolve here in Panama. Is about exploring more modeling. I always been drawn by the creative side of it. I think I've been influenced by my mother somehow, because she already experimented that, and the way she dressed, the way she looked, and also the fact of expressing myself through photography, collaborating with different creative artists, and infused into visual. So for me, modeling is not about fitting into a standard. It's really a different approach of showing creativity, and actually being capable to experiment this in Panama, because I was able to join a model agency. I did fashion brand defile. I also participated as a model to one of the Fashion Week edition. Now that I explored this part and also made a good network, now I want to have a different experience of it by collaborating with a commercial brand and keep pushing myself out of my comfort zone. So that's it. If there is one thing I learned through all of my journey, is that you don't have to limit yourself to one path. You can be whatever you want to be: a content creator, a YouTuber, a model, an entrepreneur, you just name it. But as long as you are willing to put work into it. So this is just the beginning. As you could see, it was not about just a move of place, but about stepping into a next version and vision. It's just that sometimes we need kind of a change to implement a new something, because we're about to break the routine. So thank you for watching. Judy here, and see you in the next video.